What's up, all? This is Zenkala, and I'm bringing you my predictions for Strikeforce, Overeem versus Werdum. It's 4 days away, which is, I just realized that, so I was like, shit, I better get a video out there with my predictions before I do a day before thing like I did with UFC 131. So I figured I might as well get my predictions out there. Um, I'm going to start with 3 of the fights and then go into 2 of them later. First fight I'm going to call is Daniel. Let's see if he's got a nickname. No, he's got no nickname. Daniel Cormier. He's definitely a wrestler. He's 7-0 versus Jeff Monsoon, who's known as the Snowman. Daniel Cormier is, I know I'm saying his wrong name, and I know how to say it, but I just can't remember. He is 7-0, but Jeff Monsoon is 42-11. So he's a very experienced guy, and honestly, my prediction for this fight, I don't know. This is a hard. Most of these fights are really hard to call, but I'm gonna go with Jeff Monsoon by some sort of submission in the second round via sprawl. I think it's either going to be like a north-south or, a guillotine. I think he's going to stuff one of Cormier's takedowns and then be able to submit him, because Jeff Monsoon has a nasty north-south choke, and he's got, some guillotine wins and a lot of experience behind him. So I'm going with Jeff Monsoon via second round decision. Or not decision, submission, sorry. The next fight is a lightweight bout between KJ Nunes and Jorge Masvidal, and his nickname is Gambred, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but he's 21-6, Jorge Masvidal. He's coming off a win over Billy Evangelista, who was, I believe, an up-and-coming. He was an up-and-coming fighter that was undefeated, I believe, but before that, a decision loss to Daly, or Paul Daly, sorry. But yeah, this fight, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with KJ Nunes by decision, I want to say. Just based on the fact that I don't see really either of these guys finishing each other. And, they might be able to finish each other, but just looking at their records, most of the people, they do decision in the big fights. Jorge Masvidal is kind of he's best known for being invertedly triangle choked by Toby Amada. So if the name sounds familiar, that's where you probably know him. But I'm going with Nunes via decision. Then we have Josh Barnett versus Brett Rogers. I'm going with Barnett via first round Kimura or Americana. So first round submission. Then it gets interesting because we have Valentin, holy shit, I cannot say his name, Overeem's brother versus Chad Griggs. Chad, the Gravedigger Griggs, is 10-1, best known for being I believe the first person, let me check. Yep, the first person to defeat Bobby Lashley. So he's a tough guy. He's 10-1, and Overeem is 29-25, coming off. He's on a 3-fight win streak. Submission neck crank over Ray Sefo. Then Catalin Zamariadoscu KO knee, and Tenzing Tendozorg. I'm going to have to get better at my pronunciation, I can tell you that right now. God damn. But this is a hard fight to call, as, I don't know, you got the up-and-coming versus the very experienced guy. And this is the thing that I said was, the reason I waited for this was, this fight affects the heavyweight, the main event, Overeem versus Werdum. Because, if Griggs knocks Valentine, I think it's Valentine, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to call him Valentine for now. But if Chad Griggs ends up, brutally knocking out Valentine Overeem, that's going to really affect Alistair. And, we could see, because if Valentine wasn't on the card, I would easily pick Overeem over Werdum. But I'm going to go with Valentine Overeem over Chad Griggs via, I want to say, submission. I know I'm calling a lot of submissions and there's a lot of heavy strikers out there, but this just seems like something. I want to say, I almost want to say either guillotine or some kind of leg lock. So definitely I'm gonna go late second, early third submission for Overeem, and then in the main event, Alistair Overeem versus Fabricio Werdum, I see Overeem winning by vicious first round knockout. I know Randy Couture is going with Fabricio Werdum, but I mean, come on, have you seen Overeem lately? He is a different monster than when they fought the first time. Overeem, yeah, he's coming off the win against Fedor, but that was the upset of the year. I mean, he got caught, knocked down, and caught Fedor in a triangle armbar, which props to him. But he got pretty much TKO'd by Junior Dos Santos, decision by Andrei Arlovsky. So this is he's got a win over Antonio Silva, which is nice. He's got Mike Kyle via guillotine choke, but Overeem is just a beast now, and I see vicious first round knockout by Overeem. But here's my thing: if Chad Griggs beats Overeem's brother, I can see Werdum winning this fight via submission in the second or third round if Overeem blows his gas tank in the first one. Because if his brother gets beat, I think he's going to come out pissed and looking to stop Werdum in the first round. Not in the calm and cool, collected manner we should see Alistair come out in, but in a very aggressive and very catchable Overeem. So I don't know. This is a very hard card to call, just based on the fact that the main event can be impacted by one of the main card fights. I mean, these are brothers we're talking about. You don't normally get to see brothers fighting on the same card. And, normally brothers either win together or lose together. And so that's my call on this. I am going to pick the Overeem brothers to reign supreme, but I don't know, I could easily lose every single one of these fights. That's how close they are. I mean, so it's really hard to pick fights on this, but once again, to go over my picks, I'm gonna go with Overeem via late second, early third. I think I said submission, guillotine or leg lock, and then Daniel Cormier versus Jeff Monsoon. I see second round Monsoon subbing Cormier via something from the sprawl, either a guillotine or like a north-south or a gator roll, something like that. I think Cormier will go for the takedown a little too much, and Jeff Monsoon's very experienced at submitting from the offensive sprawl position. Then I have KJ Noons decisioning Jorge Masvidal, Josh Barnett subbing Brett Rogers by either Kimura or Americana, and then Overeem knocking out Werdum in the first round. So those are my picks. I would pick the undercard, but really I don't know a lot of the fighters, so it wouldn't even be fair. I mean, the only two fights I could call would be the Connor Hune versus Magno Almeida. I don't know. This is every card in this fight. I mean, every fight in this card is just so frustrating to pick. I mean, Connor Hune, he looks good, but Magno Almeida is one of the number 3, I think he is up-and-coming fighters for the lightweight division or something like that, so he could easily win, or Connor Hune could surprise him. Gacius, Jay-Z, Cavalcante, he could easily win, but so could Justin Wilcox. I mean, Justin Wilcox he's been looking really good lately, so I mean, I don't know. I can't really pick the undercard. I picked the main card, but the preliminary card I'm going to leave to just watch. So, I'm out.